What if I told you that one of the most charming, intelligent men you could ever meet was also one of the most terrifying serial killers in history? A man who could lure victims with just a smile, vanish without a trace, and leave investigators baffled for years. But what led to his ultimate downfall? Stay with me till the end, because the way Ted Bundy was finally caught will shock you. Ted Bundy was born on November 24, 1946, in Burlington, Vermont. He grew up in what seemed like an ordinary home, but behind closed doors, dark secrets brewed. By the time he reached his 20s, Bundy was a charismatic law student, intelligent, ambitious, and seemingly normal. But beneath his charm was a predator with an insatiable thirst for power and control. His reign of terror began in the early 1970s, targeting young women across multiple states. Victims vanished without a trace, leaving their families in agony, and police departments scrambling for answers. But how did he do it? How did he blend in so well while committing some of the most brutal murders in American history? In 1974, a sudden spike in missing young women across Washington and Oregon sent shockwaves through local communities. Each case followed a chilling pattern: college-aged women disappearing in broad daylight. Witnesses described a man who introduced himself as Ted, often pretending to have a broken arm or leg, asking for help to carry books or load something into his car, a Volkswagen Beetle. Once inside, the doors had no handles from the inside. The victims never stood a chance. The bodies, if found, were discovered in remote wooded areas, showing signs of horrific violence. Bundy's killing spree escalated, moving state to state, from Utah to Colorado to Florida, each time leaving police struggling to catch up. But then, something unexpected happened. In August 1975, Bundy was pulled over in Utah for a routine traffic stop. But inside his car, police found chilling evidence: handcuffs, a ski mask, rope, and a crowbar. Authorities finally had a suspect, but they lacked direct evidence linking him to the murders. He was arrested for attempted kidnapping, yet his true crimes were still a mystery. As police dug deeper, a horrifying web unraveled. Bundy had been evading law enforcement for years, altering his appearance, escaping capture, and even breaking out of jail twice. The second escape, in January 1978, led to one of the most horrific crime scenes in history: the Chi Omega sorority house in Florida. And what happened next would finally seal Bundy's fate. Just weeks later, in February 1978, Bundy was pulled over once again, this time in Pensacola, Florida. Officers had no idea they had just caught one of the most wanted men in America. His fingerprints finally linked him to the Florida murders, and soon, to dozens of other cases across the country. The evidence was overwhelming: bite marks matching his teeth, eyewitness accounts, and forensic proof. Bundy's trial in 1979 was the first to be televised nationally. And despite his confidence, his charm, and his attempts to manipulate the jury, he failed. The verdict? Guilty. Bundy was sentenced to death for the murders of his Florida victims. But what was even more chilling was his confession. For years, Bundy denied any involvement in the murders. But as his execution date neared, he finally began confessing. Over 30 women. But experts believe the real number could be much, much higher. He spoke of his insatiable urges, his ability to blend in, and the thrill of the hunt. His final words? A haunting plea: "I'd like you to give my love to my family and friends." On January 24, 1989, Ted Bundy was executed in the electric chair. Outside the prison, crowds cheered. But the question remains, could someone like him exist today, unnoticed? Bundy's case changed the way law enforcement tracks serial killers. His crimes inspired new forensic techniques, profiling methods, and the development of modern criminal psychology. Some believe there are undiscovered victims, women who vanished without a trace, their cases never connected to Bundy. Others argue that his psychopathy was unique, a chilling example of a killer who wore the perfect mask of normalcy. What do you think? Could another Bundy be walking among us today? Ted Bundy was one of the most terrifying criminals in history, but was he truly one of a kind? Or are there others just like him, waiting to be caught? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think justice was truly served? And if you want more gripping true crime stories, hit that subscribe button, because there are more chilling cases to uncover.